Angelique. Welcome to today's Kinesiology lab. Today we're going to talk about the shoulder and the shoulder girdle. So what is the shoulder and the shoulder girdle? So first of all, identify the shoulder as the shoulder joint, the place where the arm bone meets the support at the rib cage, yeah? So there's a structure of bones here where the humerus bone plugs in to a sort of socket joint, a round socket joint. So the shoulder, as I'm going to be using the word, refers to this joint. Now that structure of bones and joints is what I'm going to refer to as the shoulder girdle. And it includes collarbone attachments, it includes the scapula, and even the ribs, right? All of these attachments, muscles, tendons, ligaments that move and sort of support the arm and its attachment to the torso. That is the shoulder girdle. Often the girdle wants to move along with the arm. This is sort of its function, is there to support, stabilize, and facilitate movement of the arm, especially when doing weight-bearing sorts of things, or lifting heavy objects and all of that. The whole rib cage comes in to support what that appendage is doing. But when we're doing yoga work, we want to sort of refine our understanding of how we're using our body. And this is one of those areas that we can bring a lot more attention to. The body wants to move in groups. This is the way it's designed, right? So if a task is asked of the hand to reach forward, several different groups of muscles and joints will come together to do that work. If it wants to reach behind, right, reaching back, several different muscle groups will come together to do that work. We want to sort of identify that patterns of movement, particularly inward rotation of the arm in the shoulder socket, inward rotation towards the front or towards the midline, asks the rest of the body to help it by closing the shoulder joint, bringing the chest back into the rib cage, or the rib cage back into the shoulder blades. Yeah? This sort of movement wants to happen all together. Even the abs get involved in that sort of movement. External rotation of the humerus in the shoulder socket, the shoulder joint, involves more of the back body. The muscles between the shoulder blades want to get involved, right? The muscles in the vertebrae want to get involved. All of those muscles want to participate in the rotation of the arm in the shoulder socket. And when we're working things like binds in the yoga practice, we want to identify these patterns of behavior through our body so that we can decide whether or not they support the action that we're trying to accomplish or trying to connect to. So in binding, for example, in a half lotus position, we are aiming to internally rotate the arm and the shoulder joint. Internal rotation. But we want to avoid that supportive work happening in the front body of the shoulder girdle. In fact, we're trying to connect to the opposite. We are internally rotating the arm, but we want to draw the shoulder blade toward the spine and down as we send that arm around behind the body. If we let those front body muscles work with the internal rotation, we will end up getting ourselves stuck here. This is exaggerating a bit, but sometimes it happens to this degree, that the arm rotates inward, the abs get involved, the front of the shoulders get involved, and we get ourselves stuck in this position with our rib cage in our way, the shoulder hugging forward rather than releasing back, and then we're far away from that connection that we're trying to find. Instead, we want to let the internal rotation happen at the shoulder joint, but allow the back body, the back muscles of the shoulder girdle to support the reach of the arm coming behind us. Find the lats at the base of the shoulder blades to help send the arm across the back and toward that foot, so that the result is a broadness and openness and a release through the front of the shoulder, through the chest, yeah? So that we can take that forward fold with freedom. The same happens even in the Marichasana binds, right? Now we have a little bit more of a forward encouragement because we're trying to get past the knee, but see if you can isolate the movement. Forward in the hips, rotation at the joint, but an engagement of the back muscles around the shoulder to keep the collarbone open, to keep the front body long and free. Yeah? Same thing in the second arm. Rotation, inward rotation of the arm in the joint, but engagement around the scapula, the shoulder blades, to keep the heart space open so that we don't end up in this contracted, closed, restricted pattern. Yeah? Play with this in your binds, in your practice. Even take it into other aspects where you're using your shoulders. And just ask yourself, what is being required of you in this pose? Are you just needing to rotate the arm in the shoulder socket? Are you needing more support and intention through the supportive shoulder girdle? And in what way? Yeah, are you following the pattern? Are we needing to break the pattern or shift the pattern? Different postures ask for different things, right? So there's no all one right way. But being present and identifying how you're moving your body, refining the use of your body can only support moving into your yoga poses more effectively, but also certainly more safely. I hope this was helpful for you today as we worked through the shoulder joint and shoulder